time for... I can't anymore. Okay, we're upgrading. I'll tell you what, this paddle style knob here, it's pretty much winning me over. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Gore here, and I've got something pretty exciting to talk about today. You know, it's here, it's a summer evening, July. Man, it is hot. I'm getting ready to go fishing in the morning, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's supposed to be hot like fire tomorrow. But you know what is hot like fire right now? The new release of the KastKing Royale Legend GT. Now you might ask yourself, there's so many different variations of the KastKing Royale Legend. I can't keep up. And what's the deal with this new one, the Royale Legend GT? And why do I need it, or why would I want it? Well, we're going to take a look at that. And we're going to compare it directly to the latest installment before the GT, which was the KastKing Royale Legend II. Such a great reel for such an affordable price. So why would you want the GT? Well, let's take a look at it. Go ahead and unbox it, and then we'll dive in and take a look at exactly what makes it different, what similarities they have, and why you may want it. This is the brand new Royale Legend GT like we discussed. So let's go ahead and open it up. Oh man, look at that, looking pretty good. Let's get that thing unboxed. All right, of course, in the box, let's go over that. You get a loyalty program, you get some stickers, you get some different IDs on what pound test line you've got on there, basically some other information about servicing, and then of course a breakdown on how to disassemble it. All right, moving on, let's get to the real deal, what you guys want to see. Wow, look at this beauty. That thing is gorgeous, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this thing, look at it. So similar to the Royale Legend II, it's got a black main chassis color, but now it's got this bright, vibrant, like fire engine red racing stripe right down the center. That is beautiful. You still have the red accents on the handle and things like that. But another thing that stands out really big, not just this big red racing stripe, is these big handles. And we'll get into that here shortly and why that sets it apart from the Royale Legend II. But guys, let's take a minute and just appreciate this thing in all its glory. Alright, so let's break into it. We got the Royale Legend GT, which is new hotness, and the reel that you guys have come to be familiar with, the fan favorite, the Royale Legend II. Such a great reel, awesomely affordable, and this one looks like it's set to be a great reel and just as affordable. Both of them coming in around the $40 price tag. So let's take a look. Are they different or are they the same? I mean, cosmetically, yeah, we can see some differences. Alright, so the Royale Legend II came to fruition basically, to be honest with you, to replace this guy, the original Royale Legend Baitcaster. This guy right here is a legend. It really is. This was such a good reel, especially for the money, but it is outdated, let's face it. And, you know, the new rage is low profile, speed, and agility, and these two options will give you that. Now, so how did the Royale Legend improve, or at least the Royale Legend II improve over the old Royale Legend? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, so one of the bigger upgrades, and probably in my opinion one of the best upgrades that happened over the Royale Legend I to the Royale Legend II, and is also seen in the Royale Legend GT model, which is this guy right here, new hotness, is a double bearing supported pinion gear. So both of these reels right here are rocking a double supported pinion gear. So what does that mean? What does that do for you? Well, it's 35% increase in smoothness as well as more durability. So guys, 35% more increase in smoothness and 30% longer life, basically up to a 30% longer lifespan. And that is found in both the Royale Legend II as well as the Royale Legend GT. Now, moving down the road, we have two different gear ratios. The Royale Legend II is offered in a 5:4:1, and as shown here, a 7:2:1 gear ratio, if I could find it right here. 7:2:1 gear ratio. Like I said, it's offered in two gear ratios, the 5:4:1 as well as a 7:2:1. Now, that so far isn't seen in the Royale Legend GT. Now, that GT is only offered in the fast 7:2:1. Now, does GT stand for like Grand Touring or Gran Turismo or all these different options like that? Well, not exactly, and we'll get into that in a minute, what GT stands for, and it's not its fast 7:2:1 gear ratio. So, cover that again. Royale Legend 2 offered in two gear ratios, the 5:4:1, which is great for like crankbaits, slow moving baits, different things like that, or the, in my opinion, one of the best all-around gear ratios of all time, the 7:2:1 offered in both. But the GT does not offer the 5:4:1, at least not yet. Both reels are going to be rocking stainless steel main shaft. Both are going to be rocking a Hame precision machined brass gears, as well as CNC machined spools, which are going to offer strength and durability throughout the lifespan of these reels. The different machining qualities, the different brass stainless steel gears, as well as the CNC machined spools are going to offer some great strength and great durability throughout the use of these two reels in both the Royale Legend II and GT models. Both of them have pretty much the same internals. So realistically, as far as the chassis go and the gearing goes, they're really pretty much the similar or same animal. At least that's what my details show. And KastKing, I tell you what, they love to offer a beautiful star drag like we see here, and that star drag looks pretty much the same on both reels. Now, with that star drag, you're getting, as we see in most of your newer KastKing reels, and it's kind of a standard, quadruple disc carbon fiber drags offered in the GT and in the Royale Legend II, and that's going to boast 17.6 pounds of ultra smooth fish fighting power. So quadruple carbon fiber disc drag washers, beautiful star drag, pretty much the same star drag in both reels as you see there. I do like that design. 17.6 pounds of drag. You guys are gonna like it, and that is the same for both models. So here's something that we're gonna see that is pretty much the same in both models, but definitely changes, not just the lower profile. So a little bit of a lower profile between these, but over the Royale Legend I, still same lower profile, is the way it opens. So you kind of got this ugly, bulky, you know. Oh, look at the magnets. There's not so many. The brakes are inferior. Oh jeez, it's time for an upgrade. Time for. I can't anymore. Okay, we're upgrading. So let's go back in here. Here's the difference. We started to show. We're gonna open this guy up. Click this open, and we're going to take a look. So if you notice, you have a nice low profile hidden instead of having a clumsy, get snags on that little lever like you do, or like we saw on the Royale Legend right here, the original, you have your locking deal here. But here's another quality to look at, is 8 powerful crossfire button style magnets. And there's 10 different adjustments here, as you can see on the outside of the housing. Now, is that the same as in the Royale Legend GT? Well, your adjustment's a little different looking as far as the side plate goes. So we know we have a different side plate molding, but the opening is pretty much still the same. Click that guy open, separate, and you can see, yep, we've got the 8 button crossfire magnets there in the 10 different levels of adjustment. And I tell you what, guys, I love the Royale Legend II. I've yet to fish with the GT, but that's coming tomorrow morning. But these 8 button crossfire magnet systems are known and well known in the Crixus model, and guys, they work, and they work well. All right, so one thing that we'll notice in these two reels that carries over is a low weight and a low profile. So we already discussed that over the Royale Legend I, the new hotness, the things that everybody wants to see in these reels is a low profile setup. And I tell you what, the GT as well as the Royale Legend II, they both offer that low profile setup for sure. They're pretty much sitting on pretty much the exact same footprint and measurements, both coming in at 7.2 ounces. 7.2 ounces. That's lightweight. I remember back in the day, like when the Stealth first was introduced, this guy right here, it was around that weight and the world went ballistic for it. They were like, man, that's such a light reel. It's insane. How can you afford to make a reel out of carbon fiber? And then it's gonna, you gotta make it out of carbon fiber to get it that lightweight. Well, here's two reels that aren't made out of carbon fiber. They've got a majority of their modeling built up of graphite, and that makes them still very strong, but yet still very lightweight. Two things that we do see different in their graphite side plates, like we noted a minute ago, are the different style braking adjustments there. But that's cosmetic. It's not that big of a deal, but I like that, and I don't mind that. So pretty nice. So 7.2 ounces found on both of these reels in both the Royale Legend II and the new GT. Now, let's get into what really sets them apart, and it's definitely cosmetics, but not 100% cosmetics. It's the way they feel, and we'll get into why that is explained in the GT. So with the Royale Legend II, we've got, like I said earlier, full solid black chassis with red highlights, EVA comfort grip, aluminum handle. And guys, an EVA comfort grip is probably my most favorite grip out there. I just love it. I like them over cork, don't get me wrong. I love cork, but I don't know, just as a whole, I like EVA. Now, of course, you've got the nice little etched KastKing logo in there. That's beautiful. But you know what? There's obviously a difference. Now, when we come over here and take a look at that, guys. Check that out. There's a difference in these reels. Now, the EVA looks larger, but in your hands, that feels more larger and comfortable. But let's talk about this. This is of course, black chassis, bright red racing stripe, very in your face, very loud, and I love it. Red highlights, aluminum handle, and then you get this synthetic rubberized handle or grip. And guys, this thing is comfortable, absolutely comfortable. And I thought I was a big fan of EVA, and I love it, but I tell you what, this paddle style knob here, it's pretty much winning me over. I'm really liking that. And it feels, when you first look at it, you think it's large and larger, but when you compare them side by side, it's not. It's actually smaller. So, but not too much smaller. Maybe a little longer. But really, guys, you can't feel a difference except this thing has the Grand Touch, and there it is. That's the name change. That's for the Royale Legend GT. It's got the Grand Touch. Comfortable, low-profile touch to it. Beautiful throw. I think the actual placement and how they have the handle feels good. And then these Grand Touch knobs, the GT knobs, that synthetic rubber, guys, wow, that's what really makes the GT, the Royale Legend GT, in the Royale Legend Grand Touch. Now, these will be available in both right hand and left hand models, as they are in the Royale Legend II. Beautiful setup. So guys, that's really it. That's what sets these guys apart and makes them different. Let's go over it one last time in a review, and then let's go fishing with them. Let's get them rigged up and go fishing. So what do we have? We have a double bearing supported pinion gear offered in both reels. It's going to give you 35% more increase in smoothness, as well as 30% more durability throughout the lifespan of these reels. We have 2 gear ratios offered in the Royale Legend II, 5:4:1, 7:2:1. Only 1 gear ratio offered in the Royale Legend GT, and that's the 7:2:1. So 1 gear ratio, 2 gear ratios, 5:4:1, 7:2:1, just 7:2:1. That's a big difference, okay? So you don't have as many options there. Both offered right hand and left-handed options. So stainless steel main shaft. You've got precision machined brass gears, CNC machining on your spool, which is going to give you guys great strength and durability offered in both reels. So they are the same. Both reels also offering quadruple disc carbon fiber drag, boasting 17.6 pounds of drag, and that is the same for both reels. 8 powerful crossfire button style magnets with 10 levels of adjustments offered in both reels. Both of these guys give you that. You also have 7.2 ounces and of course graphite side plates, but the side plates are different. So the same weight, but slightly different design in these side plates. Subtle black and red highlights, or the loud in-your-face black with a red racing stripe on the Royale Legend GT, and both of them coming in a $40 price range. But your main difference is your color coding, your paint scheme, and your knobs, guys. Same handles, different knobs. I love the EVA, but I tell you what, this Grand Touch synthetic rubber, it is a doozy. And like I said, both coming in the $40 price range. Look at that thing, man. I tell you what, man, this reel right here is not only a gorgeous reel, but it's a flat performer. This reel right here in the $40 price range, as well as this Royale Legend II, is set to be a fan favorite. And I tell you what, with those new red and black accents, or at least the red racing stripe, this guy right here is going to be a fan favorite just for the sheer color coding and the color combination. So if you want to stick it on your Royale Legend rod, it's going to look amazing. Still look pretty good on your Speed Demon Pros. Look great on the Crixus lineup, but I'll tell you where I think this rod is really going to shine, or I should say this reel is really going to shine on a rod selection, is going to be that guy back there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That one right there. The new Spiral rod from KastKing that I picked up from where? Exclusively from Tackle Warehouse. I'm going to pull that thing out and get this thing rigged right up. I like it. I tell you what, man, what a player in the $40 market. Fly